let's get into the next question. So, commutative property of multiplication. So this is one of the key properties of multiplication. We use that very often. It can also be used as a trick almost, like, because sometimes students find it easier to multiply a certain number by another number. So for example, someone might be very familiar with the multiplication of 8, let's say, with as opposed to a multiplication of another number, let's say 9. So if you have two numbers and if you can group them to get 8, you're winning that way. So the way I would explain this is commutative property essentially means that A times B times C is equals to A times B times C. So you can rearrange the multiplication of any number of expressions in any order and you'll still get the same answer. So if we go back to my example of, let's say, multiplying by a certain number, if I say my A is equals to 2, B equals to 4, and C equals to 6, for example. So here, let's say if I was computing this, so I could write this as 2 times 4 and then times 6, or I could write this as 2 times 4 times 6. Or there will be a third way as well, which we can write it as in terms of brackets, which is we'll keep the 4 out and then we'll say it's 6 times 2. So these are all equivalent. We can write it in any of these forms, but some people might be more familiar with the table for 8 or the multiplication for 8 as opposed to the multiplication of 24 in this case or 12 in this case. So this might be their preferred route, for example. So if we compute this, we would get 2 times 4 is 8 times 6, which is equals to 48. So the answer will be 48 in each case. It's just that we chose to do it this way. So again, multiplication is commutative, which means that you can rearrange the terms in any order and you'll still get the same answer when you're multiplying them. Okay, so let's look at the answer here. I think some location at work, it's the same commutative property. You might have to multiply numbers in different order to make problems easy to solve, but your end result, your answer will not be the same. Will be the same. So that's perfect. So here we are representing them in rows and columns. So if you look at this, you have 3 rows and 2 columns of oranges, but at the end of the day, you still have 6 oranges, regardless of if you arrange them like this or like this. So this is pretty good. It explains it very well. Okay. So the explanation is very detailed, and the answer is correct. Perfect. So